Right now, in the scorched heart of Saudi Arabia, humanity is attempting the most expensive and controversial technical gamble in history. This is the line. A mirror city planned to stretch for 170 kilometers across the Tabuk province. It is not just a building. It is a total reimagining of how humans occupy the planet. Imagine two parallel walls rising 500 meters high, taller than the Empire State Building, and stretching further than the distance between London and Paris. They are designed to cut through the desert, housing 9 million people inside a footprint of just 34 square kilometers. No roads, no cars, zero carbon emissions. But as we reach 2026, the project has collided with a reality that even infinite money cannot fix. The total budget has already surged past $1 trillion, making it the single most expensive construction project ever conceived in human history. Yet, internal reports from January 2026 reveal a devastating setback. The first phase, which was supposed to reach 25,000 meters by this time, has been drastically scaled back to a mere 2,400 meters. The world is asking, is Crown Prince Mohammed bin Salman building a future utopia or the longest, most expensive monument to human vanity? The primary obstacle is not the vision, but the Earth itself. To support a structure weighing hundreds of billions of tons, engineers have had to drive tens of thousands of massive steel and concrete piles into the shifting sands and ancient bedrock. But the geology of the NEOM desert has proven treacherous and unpredictable. Beneath the sand lie hidden tectonic faults, subterranean voids, and unstable rock formations that were not fully mapped during the initial planning phase. Every single foundation pile must be positioned with the precision of 5 millimeters. The verticality of the walls is so extreme that even the slightest misalignment at the base would result in a structural failure at the top, where the half-kilometer-high mirror walls would simply crush each other under their own weight. In 2026, reports surfaced that entire sections of the foundation had to be reinforced at a cost of tens of billions of dollars. The excavation alone has required the movement of more earth than the construction of the Suez Canal. We are witnessing an engineering war against the crust of the planet, where the desert is fighting back against every single ton of concrete poured into its soil. How do you cool a building that is 170 kilometers long in a place where the sun heats the exterior glass to 70 degrees Celsius? This is the question that keeps the world's top thermodynamic engineers awake at night. The line is, essentially, a gargantuan glass heat trap, a mirrored oven designed to stand in one of the hottest places on the planet. Critics argue that creating a livable climate inside this urban canyon will require a cooling capacity equivalent to the output of 10 large nuclear power plants. While the architects plan to use a chimney effect for natural ventilation, 2026 climate models suggest a terrifying outcome. Without constant, massive wind currents, the temperature inside the urban space could spike to 55 degrees Celsius in a matter of minutes, rendering the city a death trap. Furthermore, the mirror finish of the walls creates a massive solar reflection problem. In certain areas, the reflected light from the walls could reach temperatures high enough to ignite vegetation or harm local wildlife. The engineering challenge is no longer just about building up. It is about surviving the very environment the city is trying to conquer. In the line, there will be no cars and no traditional streets. Every form of transport must be hidden underground in a multi-layered infrastructure spine known as the hidden layer. High-speed trains are supposed to whisk you from one end of the city to the other in just 20 minutes. For this to work, these trains must travel at a sustained speed of 510 kilometers per hour. This is faster than almost any commercial train in operation today. But there is a massive problem: thermal expansion. In the extreme heat of the Saudi desert, steel rails can expand and warp. At such high speeds, Even a track deformation of 2 millimeters could lead to a catastrophic derailment, killing thousands of passengers instantly. In 2026, it became clear that the construction of this subterranean transport system is nearly 4 years behind schedule. The tunnel boring machines are struggling with the hard crystalline rock of the Taebuk Mountains, and the cost per kilometer of tunnel has tripled. Without this spine, the line remains too very long and very expensive, mirror fences standing useless in the middle of nowhere. Survival inside the line depends entirely on an artificial life support system. Since there are no natural water sources in the region, every drop of water for 9 million people must be desalinated from the Red Sea. This requires a massive network of desalination plants that utilize experimental renewable energy technology. But the challenge does not end with water. How do you manage the waste of a city that is only 200 meters wide but 500 meters tall? The vertical sewage and trash systems are unprecedented in scale. Every vertical shaft must be designed to handle the pressure of waste falling from half a kilometer in the air without destroying the pipes. Moreover, the city aims for vertical farming to feed its population. But in 2026, experts are questioning whether the internal lighting and nutrient systems can actually produce enough food for millions. The risk is total dependence. If the power grid or the water desalination plants fail for even 24 hours, the city becomes an uninhabitable prison in the desert heat. Beyond the pipes and the concrete lies the psychological challenge of living in a linear world. For centuries, humans have lived in radial cities, where social life radiates from a center. The line breaks this fundamental rule of human geography. Living in a space only 200 meters wide means you are always surrounded by artificial walls. Architects call it gravity urbanism, where everything you need is within a 5-minute walk. But in reality, this creates a life of extreme verticality. You may live on the 100th floor, work on the 200th floor, and go to school on the 50th floor. The lack of horizontal space and the constant presence of artificial light could lead to unprecedented levels of social isolation and psychological stress. In 2026, sociologists are warning that the city could become a series of vertical silos, where people from different economic classes never interact. The dream of a unified utopia could easily turn into a fragmented, vertical dystopia, where your social status is determined by how much natural sunlight reaches your window. Beneath the glitter of this trillion-dollar dream lies a dark shadow. To clear the path for this city of the future, thousands of people from the Howittat tribe, who have inhabited these lands for centuries, were forcibly relocated. Those who refused to leave faced brutal state pressure, with reports of arrests and even death sentences carried out against protesters. Human rights organizations in 2026 continue to report on the hundreds of detainees whose only crime was wanting to stay in their ancestral homes. For the kingdom, this is a matter of national prestige, and the price of a human life is seemingly not included in the official budget. This project is not just an engineering feat, it is a geopolitical statement of power. But as the costs spiral out of control and the technical failures mount, even the Crown Prince's absolute authority is being tested by the laws of physics and the limitations of global finance. So, what is the line really? In 2026, we are witnessing a project that has shrunk by 90% in terms of its original Phase 1 goals. The ambitious goal of housing millions by 2030 has been replaced by a more modest reality of housing fewer than 300,000 people. Is this the first step toward a new kind of civilization, or a monument to human arrogance that will be swallowed by the sand? The answer costs $1 trillion. If the first 5 kilometers are not fully operational and inhabited by the end of the decade, this line will become the most expensive scar on the face of our planet. a skeletal reminder of a dream that was too big to build. Engineering does not forgive mistakes. Nature does not care about budgets. And in the desert of NEOM, the line between genius and madness is as thin as the glass walls themselves.